guys, and now what we are going to do is we are still need some contrast in this image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some curves adjustment layer, and I'm going to clip this by pressing. Let's group these two layers, right? Group these two layers and clip this curves layer to this layer, right? And I'm going to add some contrast like this. We need some black areas, so you can see a little bit contrast, right? This is the original and this is the contrast. Now you can see it's somehow pop up, it gives some pop up feel to the image. So now enhance the facial features by painting some white colors. To paint, I'm going to select this brush. This is also an inbuilt per stroke brightness variance brush, right? Select the brush, set the default color, select white color, or you can select a color from these areas and choose light variant of this color, right? See, I have added a new layer and I'm going to set the opacity to 16, right? And I'm going to paint over the highlight areas. Don't paint over some unwanted areas, just paint over the highlight areas. Highlight areas means where you can see some light shades in the image, right? It may look similar to the golden retouch tutorial I have made earlier with the same image. All the technique is similar, guys. If you can't make it perfect, just consider this as a trial and error method, because it takes lot of time to make it perfect. Check. Still we see some more highlight areas over this side, right around the nose area. Around these areas as well. Reduce the opacity. If you feel the opacity is too much, feel free to reduce the play with opacity. Right, guys. We will add some details to this later. I think it looks fine and it looks like digital printing. Now let's enhance the highlights we have added now by adding another layer of highlights, and this time I'm going to increase the opacity a little bit and reduce the brush size still, and mark on the center part of the highlight you made earlier in this layer, right? Right, and choose pure white color for this, because this is an extreme highlight. I'm going to select all and delete, and I'm going to begin from the first. Yes, right. If you feel, you can reduce the opacity and add it. and increase the opacity once again and paint over these areas. Separate the chin from the neck by adding a layer of white. Increase the opacity and flow, not too much, just for a settle amount. See, I have separated the face, the chin with the neck, right? This opacity again and cover the other opposite area, right? Just feel free to add some white in some more areas. It gives some artistic looks. Don't afraid to add. And once again I'm going to add a white line along nose to separate nose, right? Increase the opacity and flow. Now I have separated nose and I'm going to add some highlights to the nose. See, this is some artistic touch to give some reflection look. I'm adding this dot to the image. You can also practice to get some right fits. Practice is the main key for this effect. You need a lot of practice to get good result, right guys? I feel I have added too much effects, so let's use some blending options to hide some. I think this overlay blending option do some fine results for us. I feel it's nice to look, and we need to clear these areas, reduce the opacity. I'm not going to completely reduce, but I'm going to remove its strength by erasing some areas here and here for a settle bit amount, right? And I feel I need some more white on these areas as well. Guys, kindly please be patient while doing this effect, because it's need lot of patience. Don't go fast. The as much slow you go, the as much better result you will get. See how I am adding white lines to separate the facial features. I think I have forgot here in this whole process. Please consider while you are doing. Now you can see we have achieved some digital effect. Now what I'm going to do is, once again I'm going to merge all these layers by pressing Ctrl Alt Shift E into a new layer, and I'm going to group all these layers into a separate group, and I hide that group. Now we have a single layer of image. Now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to camera raw filter. If you're using Photoshop version CS6 and below, you will not find this filter here. There is no camera raw filter in version CS6 and below. For those guys, choose HDR toning and shadows and highlights and color mixer options. But if you're using CSC, you can follow along here. Select open camera raw filter, and what I'm going to do is, we can see some green shade in between the skins. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to this HSL option and I'm going to change my green shade within the image. So you can see some subtle change in the image, and don't play with the color. If you just play with this, you can get some interesting looks. It's up to you guys. There's no secret change tricks here. And I need some saturation to the green color here, green, and some blue hidden in between the channels. I think it's looking fine, and enhance some yellow little bit, darken the green, and go to temperature option. I'm going to reduce the temperature. It's too warm in the skin tone, right? Just look at the image, don't look at the numbers I'm entering. Just look at the image and enter the value. Increase the exposure a little bit and contrast little bit and clarity little. I think I'm not going to touch clarity option, and I'm going to reduce some highlights, increase some highlights and reduce, and also increase some highlights as well. And if you wish, you can increase some saturation and vibrance. I'm going to increase saturation but leave, I'm going to increase vibrance but leave saturation as it is, and I give OK. Now you can see the original and before and after. That looks fine, right? Now let's add another pass of smudge. That is, we are going to smudge it once again. Choose the smudge brush, the same brush we used earlier, and reduce the brush strength to 9 or something, and choose this option and remove spacing, remove brush dynamics, and start smudge once again. If it doesn't look well, just increase some more strength and start painting. By this, we are reducing the effect. See, I'm painting here. I think it's just smooth out some areas you want. If you feel some area looks too ugly or smudgy, just smooth out these areas at this step, right guys? I think it's enough as of now. Now the next step we are going to do is detailing the hair, and I'm going to see you in a